AFC playoff picture as it stands right meow. And not every division is created equal. Look at the Colts, Broncos, Patriots all leading their divisions at 8-2. Steelers leading the AFC North at 5-4. Here come the Ravens, though. We're going to focus on the AFC West right now with two teams in, Broncos and Chargers. But it's the Chiefs that are still the Super Bowl favorites, even though they're not even in the playoff picture right now. 5-4, getting ready for their road trip to Denver this weekend. It is time for Fresh Picks, presented by Fresh Pet. Healthy food fresh from the fridge. We've got Pete Prisco and EACH Douzable with us. They're going to play out the remaining schedule for all the AFC West teams. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Broncos at the top at 8-2. They've got the long winning streak. They've got the long home winning streak. But they're underdogs in this game against the Chiefs. That's where we'll start with the Broncos' remaining schedule. Pete, play it out.
Well, when you look at the Broncos, there are major concerns. Name Bo Nix. That's the concern. And when your quarterback is a concern, you got problems. And I always thought this team would get him going, and they haven't got him going yet. So I'm concerned. So when I play out the schedule, okay, Chiefs, that's a loss to me. Commanders is a win. Raiders is a win. Packers, I have them losing that game. Jaguars, they win. At the Chiefs, they lose. And the Chargers, they win. So I have them, I have them. Look, I mean, you don't like mine, Legit?
No, it's not bad. We obviously disagree. You see that at the bottom.
Wow, you disagree by 2 games.
Yeah. Hayes, you just spoke about their win streak at home. I guess Pete hasn't watched them at home and how miraculous they've had.
Yeah, I watched them at home struggle with the Raiders.
Okay, well, I want to bring this up.
Lost
right?
some bad Giants team blow a big lead in the fourth quarter to them at home.
So you really think the Chiefs are going to sweep them with how good that defense is?
Boom, and you wait till you get to my Chiefs pick. You'll see.
So the interesting thing is, when you look at this Broncos defense, and shout out to our producer, Jack, look at how they're number one in all these categories. And these are the categories that win you games. They're number one in sacks, and not just by a little bit. The next team only has 32. By 14 sacks. That's how dominant they are. They're number one in third down defense. Can you get off the field on money down? They can do that at a high clip. And red zone, we always talk about it, Pete. You have to hold teams to field goal attempts rather than touchdowns. They're number one in the NFL in doing that. It kind of reminds me of the last team that won the Super Bowl led by its defense. You know who that was, Has? The 2015 Denver Broncos. Oh. Didn't they have quarterback issues that year as well?
They had Peyton Manning. They didn't have Bo.
Peyton Manning had 9 touchdown passes and 17 interceptions.
What did he do in the playoffs?
He didn't play well in the playoffs.
Yes, he did.
So they won that Super Bowl because of Peyton Manning or the defense?
No, they won it because of the defense.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about.
Peyton Manning is better than Bo Nix.
And Bo Nix has been the best quarterback in the fourth quarter this season. Has he not?
He's had to be because they were behind.
I don't want to hear he had to be. He's been the best quarterback this year.
Has he been good, Legit?
He's been good in the fourth quarter.
Has he been good?
He's been good enough for them to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. You think?
Yes, I do think that because their defense.
The way he's played, they're going to win.
You know what else? What else? They don't have their best defensive player right now. He's coming back. So they're going to only get better, Pete, on that side of the football.
They're going to have a lot of shutouts like the 1976.
No, they're not. Because that 2015 team did not have shutout after shutout. They just got to continue to play how they play.
To win a division
I did pick them.
There you go.
Hey, you picked the Chiefs, so there you go. So, but no, you have to admit. This defense is special.
Defense is good.
No, they're special. They're not just good. They're special.
Most
they're
doing all this point in the season since the '89 Vikings.
Yeah, they're very good. No, nobody can take that away from their defense. But their offense is very limited.
And it was limited in 2015.
Yeah. Well, they had
All right, so we're talking about the Broncos defense being what they are. But you said the concerns are Bo Nix. Well, let's talk about a quarterback that we don't have any concerns for, right? Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs right now, they're at 5-4. They've won 9 straight AFC West titles. Sportsline right now giving him a 35% chance to do it again, as we saw on the screen, plus 145. Obviously, they've got the Broncos this week, and that defense, how do they fare?
Put up my Chiefs picks.
Yeah, put it up there.
Rip them right through. Go ahead and take a peek at this. You're going to go, oh, my God. Do you see?
I'm definitely saying, oh, my God.
Do you see that?
So you're
all the way.
unscathed.
Unscathed. Winning every game. Every single one of them.
That's aggressive, Pete.
That's very.
I mean,
you got them. You got them in one game.
Yeah, well, exactly, because I don't think they're going to sweep the Denver Broncos. I think that's asinine to think that.
Well, I mean, look, the bottom line is we haven't seen the best of this team. We're going to. And they're going to rip right through that schedule. You look at that schedule, but put that schedule back up. You tell me.
It's not an easy schedule.
But aside from the Broncos, who you have.
I think that Cowboys game is going to get tricky with all the changes they've made on the road. Wow, I think that, and then the Chargers is not an easy out. We know with the Texans defense, like when you look at what the Bills just did to them, Bobby Babich had a great masterful plan. He reverted back to what is ailed. I get that. What is ailed Patrick Mahomes? Playing two-man, two high safeties with man across the board, and then having a spy. They could not get going on the offensive side. We keep saying we're going to see the best of the Chiefs. We're going to see. Well, they had the best of the Chiefs, and the Bills showed them that there's some chinks in the armor. You know what other thing that has plagued them? They can't get to the quarterback. You know who they're tied with in sacks this year?
Yeah, they're not very good.
The Dallas Cowboys.
But you know what?
The Dallas Cowboys. That's who they're tied with in sacks.
Chris Jones, it's crunch time now. You know he's going to start showing up.
So now it's all about pedigree and what they've done, not what we've seen on tape so far.
Bottom line is they're going to rip through that schedule and win the division again.
I don't think they're going to win the division. They're going to be really good. Like you said, I only have them losing the game versus the Denver Broncos. I don't think they sweep the Denver Broncos. That defense is too good.
If they do that, they also have a game against the Colts that you guys haven't won. And Pete, do you think that they could end up somehow getting home field again?
Wow.
No, because I think New England's going to get home field advantage. Their schedule's too favorable.
Let's move on to the Chargers, who are in a better position than the Chiefs right now. They have Jacksonville this week, and they are the last team to beat the Denver Broncos this season, AJ.
They are. So when I put up my schedule prediction, I have them actually going 9-8. And it's because, look at those last 5 games. Eagles, Chiefs, at the Cowboys, Texans, and Broncos. That might be the toughest schedule out of every NFL team for the last 5 games. Now, I do have them winning the 2 previous games when you look at Jaguars, but that could be interesting as well, right? Because Liam Cohen could galvanize that team after they just took that loss and gave up 19 points in the fourth quarter, or 26 in the fourth quarter, and lost to the Texans. But when you look at it, I have them beating the Jaguars, Raiders, but I have them losing to the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, and Broncos. I think that Texans defense is really good. C.J. Stroud seems like he is going to be able to come back. That team is going to be tough down the stretch. They could potentially go 10-7, but I have them going 9-8.
That team might be done by week 17, the Texans, based on their schedule.
I don't think they will be. I think their defense is that good.
It could be. Look, I think that if the offensive line were in there, I'd feel a lot better about this team. No doubt about it. They have offensive line issues. They'll lose to they'll win the next 2, I think. You're right. This week could be tricky because they have offensive line issues, but the Jaguars don't rush the passer. They'll lose to the Eagles, but I think they're going to win some of the games you don't think they're going to win.
It'll be tough. That's why I said I think they could go 10-7, Pete, but to your point, my biggest concern is that offensive line.
Defense played well against
they did. Jesse Minter has got those guys playing really well. But that offensive line, Justin Herbert cannot continue to take hits like that. He got sacked 5 times and was hit 9 times versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, he was still able to use his mobility and find Lab McConkey in one-on-one situations. But you cannot consistently just take hits like that at the quarterback position. And Joe Alt's not coming through that door, right? Rashawn Slater's not coming through that door. So they don't have a remedy for their offensive tackle issue.
Their tackle, the deculus is really bad.
It's been bad.
But this week they get a free space because the Jaguars can't rush the passer at all.
They might be motivated this week, right? You heard Liam Cohen call the defense out.
Yeah.
Well, who should be motivated this week is the Raiders. They got 2 wins on the season so far, sitting at 2-7. Monday Night Football against the Cowboys this week. When you look at their schedule, Pete, can they get another win somewhere?
It's going to be tough. I mean, you look at it. Look, they'll get a win somewhere.
They host the Browns.
They host the Browns. So
they host the Giants, too.
Yeah, and the Giants. So there's a possibility to get to it. And so when you look at this team, major concerns about the quarterback. Let's be real. They thought they had their guy. They went out and got him, and he hasn't played very well. I have him winning, beating the Browns and beating the Giants at home. That's what I have. It wouldn't surprise me if they lost both of those games, by the way. But I do have him winning. You have the same exact.
Correct.
Same exact I do. So we both think they stink.
But the issue is they didn't have Brock Bowers for most of the season.
Yeah.
And that offense looked totally different with him at tight end versus Jaguars. Now, it didn't look good versus the Broncos, but we just talked about the Broncos defense. They make everybody look bad. And he had actually done a better job of not turning it over the last couple of weeks, right? When you go back to that Jaguars game, the interception actually was on Michael Myers. He didn't work his way back to the football. So we talked about this, Pete. They already had some talent deficiencies. When you lose your best offensive player, it hurts the quarterback, and you start forcing the ball down the field, forcing it into inopportune situations where it gets picked off. Where Brock Bowers coming back versus the Jaguars, that looked like the offense that everybody thought it was going to look like for the entire year. But that schedule was too gauntlet for them to have any more wins. The Browns and Giants are the only 2 teams I see them beating.
Geno or Bo Nix? Take your pick.
That's actually a good question.
Well, the fact that you're thinking about it makes it worrisome for Bo Nix.
Do you think that they draft a quarterback in the first round with what could be, if they finish with 4 wins, a pretty high pick?
Yes, I do.
There's a good. That Geno,
It's not a great.
I was gonna say I don't think he can get out of the contract next year though. I think
It's
he's
not
got
a great
good.
quarterback play. But you draft a guy if you like one.
Yeah,
let him
and you
sit for a year,
develop
then
him.
you get Geno out
Correct,
of there.
yeah.
Halfway
All right.
through the year.
That's how the fellas see the AFC West playing out. Pete has the Chiefs winning the division for the 10th
Run to the
straight
table,
time.
baby.
No.
We're gonna run the table.
Denver ends
Broncos.
it. Denver ends it this
Hey,
year.
we're going to get Ram back this week on Game Day Recap?
Yeah, I think he's off IR.
Off by a little bit of food poisoning.
Undisclosed illness has
Sidelined him last week. All right, looking forward to it. Sunday, 8:20
Gotta play hurt,
Eastern
Rand.
time.
You gotta
Recapping
play
all
hurt,
the
Rand.
You gotta
earlier
want it.
games
You
on
gotta want
Sunday.
it.